Welcome to my channel. Here are 5 reasons why you should watch our new series, Ancient Worlds, Lost Kingdoms of the Fertile Crescent. Starting today. Before the pharaohs built pyramids, before emperors ruled China, there was the first great kingdom of Sumer, where kingship was said to have descended from the heavens themselves. Today, we explore one of the oldest dynasties in human history, the First Dynasty of Kish, and the legends, rulers, and truths behind this ancient Sumerian city-state. Before we get started, make sure you check out our companion series, Ancient Worlds, The Origins of Humanity, available now on another platform. Now let's travel back to the dawn of civilization and uncover the secrets of Kish. Let's begin in Mesopotamia, the land between rivers, the Tigris and Euphrates. Around 2900 BCE, this fertile region gave birth to some of the world's first cities, Uruk, Uru, Lagash, and Kish. Among them, Kish stood out. During its prime, around 2700 BC, Kish was a cultural, economic, and religious hub, a vital link in trade networks that stretched across the ancient Near East. The winding streets of Kish teemed with merchants, artisans, and travelers from distant lands, all drawn to this nexus of Mesopotamian life. The Sumerian king list, a clay tablet written over 4,000 years ago, tells us that after the Great Flood, kingship descended from heaven, and Kish was the first city to receive it. This makes Kish not only the first city of kings, but the first place where political power was seen as divinely given. The Sumerian king list proudly proclaims that the First Dynasty of Kish boasted 36 kings, many of whom reigned for hundreds of years. Does that mean that Etana, the most famous of these rulers, was actually a 1200-year-old immortal king? Maybe. The list also names Mesopotamia as a king of Kish, but his name appears on several clay cylinders found at Kish and inscribed with a standard formula listing his military victories. One such cylinder records how he fought against the kings of Uruk and Lagash, the latter of whom he apparently defeated. Another cylinder tells how he kept booty acquired during a military campaign with 4,000 men. These records confirm that Mesopotamia was indeed a king of Kish, and by comparing these accounts with those mentioning Etana, scholars conclude that Etana must have reigned earlier and that Mesopotamia succeeded him. As far as we know, Mesopotamia is the first ruler in history for whom archaeological evidence confirms the historical record. He even fought the famous Gilgamesh of Uruk, a legendary hero who may have been part man, part god. But who was Etana, the shepherd who ascended to heaven and consolidated the foreign lands? Etana is celebrated in one of the oldest surviving works of literature in the world. Etana, the world-famous hero, was childless and desperate for an heir, so he prayed to the gods for help. Ushmu, the kindly winged sun god, heard his plea and sent an eagle to carry Etana up to heaven to retrieve the plant of birth, a mysterious flower that symbolized fertility and power. When Etana reached the heavens, however, the gods were angered by the audacity of a mortal daring to ascend to their realm. They punished Etana by hurling him into the sky and letting the wind scatter his seed across the land. Etana's wife collected the seed and nurtured it until it sprouted into a magnificent plant. From its leaves came the first grain for Sumerians to cultivate. With this gift of agriculture, Etana's descendants flourished and became the royal line of Kish. Now, is this story history or myth? Historians aren't certain, but it doesn't diminish the fact that Etana's legend was passed down through thousands of years to become one of the oldest known tales of heroism in the ancient world. It would be a mistake to view Kish as just a religious center. After all, it was a brutal world, and every advantage counted. The kings of Kish controlled the region's richest farmland, justifying their claims to rule over all of Sumer. In this way, Kish was not only the first city of kings, it was also the first territorial kingdom in recorded history. From Kish's strategic position, its rulers commanded access to key trade routes and could impose taxes on merchants passing through their domain. Additionally, the kings of Kish held great religious power as the supposed appointees of the gods, giving them considerable influence over the rest of Sumer. In early Sumerian politics, each city had its own king, but they constantly vied for supremacy. Kings who were assessed based on how well they defended their city-states and expanded their territory. At various times, the kings of Kish claimed dominion over all of Sumer, forming what historian Samuel Noah Kramer dubbed the first territorial kingdom in recorded history. What did daily life look like in ancient Kish? To answer this question, archaeologists have uncovered numerous artifacts from the ancient city. We know that people lived in family compounds made of mud brick, similar to the architecture we see elsewhere in ancient Mesopotamia. Around the city center, which probably featured a massive were homes and marketplaces filled with merchants selling goods from across Sumer. The citizens of Kish used cuneiform writing on clay tablets to record trade, taxes, and even stories. As a seat of government, Kish probably employed an accounting system to keep track of agricultural production, tribute payments, and building projects. Some of the oldest administrative systems and laws in the ancient world also began taking shape here. Religion was a critical aspect of life in Kish. The city was dedicated to Zababa, a powerful god associated with storms, rain, thunder, and fertility. His cult, initially based in Lagash, moved to Kish when the city gained prominence. The priests of Zababa played a significant role in society, advising the kings on religious matters and performing rituals to ensure the gods' favor. Worshippers believed that maintaining cosmic order and balance was crucial. This belief led them to perform sacrifices, rituals, and festivals to honor the gods and maintain their support. This idea that heaven chooses kings was central to the authority of the kings of Kish. This belief heavily influenced the development of Mesopotamian religion and political thought. For centuries, kings across the region justified their rule by claiming divine mandate. As we can see, religion wasn't merely a matter of faith in Kish. It was integral to daily life, governance, and the very legitimacy of kingship. The decline of Kish remains something of an enigma. Unfortunately, the transition from the First Dynasty of Kish to subsequent ruling powers isn't clearly documented. However, historians suggest that Kish's dominance waned as rival cities like Uruk, the final kings of Kish, might have ruled in name only, with actual control residing with more powerful neighbors. By the time Sargon of Akkad came to power around 2334 BCE, Kish was no longer the mighty center it once was. Yet the symbolic power of the city endured. Sargon even claimed the title King of Kish to legitimize his conquest of Sumer. Archaeologists believe that Tel Aluhima, an ancient site located near modern Baghdad, is the possible location of Kish. Excavations at Tel Aluhima have uncovered remnants of ancient walls, temples, pottery, and tablets hinting at a rich urban culture. However, the lack of a royal palace and the scarcity of historical records pose challenges in fully understanding Kish's history. Many questions about the city's origins, its rulers, and its decline remain unanswered. While history and myth intertwine in the annals of Kish, one thing is certain: the legacy of this ancient city is indelibly etched in human history as the cradle of kingship and divine rule. As we continue to explore ancient Kish, we hope you're as captivated by its mysteries as we are. Join us next time as we continue our journey through time to uncover more secrets of this legendary lost kingdom. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and explore more ancient worlds with us. And thanks for watching.